The world of professional bull riding is a gamble. Man versus beast in a dance of danger and defiance. Millions of dollars on the line, all for 8 seconds of glory. But sometimes, even for the toughest of cowboys, the fear can't be real. Tuff Hedeman, a legend, a champion, a man who stared down fear time and time again. But in 1995, one bull pushed him to the brink. A bull so ferocious, so unpredictable, it would leave its mark on Hedeman forever. This is the story of the ride that changed everything. The bull nearly took his life, and the decision that proved even champions can feel fear. What drove Tuff Hedeman, a man known for his courage, to turn down $1 million? And what terrifying encounter made him choose safety over fortune? We'll find out in today's video. Before we begin, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more heart-pounding stories like this one. Tuff Hedeman wasn't born fearing danger. He built a career on staring it down. By 1993, he was a legend in the making, a bull rider who rewrote the record books. He started by conquering the collegiate circuit, claiming victory at the National Collegiate Finals. A 10-time qualifier for the pressure cooker of the National Finals Rodeo, he thrived under the spotlight. But Tuff wasn't content with just competing. He craved winning. 3 prestigious PRCA World Championships already decorated his trophy case. And then he achieved a feat that redefined the sport. Tuff Hedeman became the first bull rider to ever surface a staggering $1 million in career earnings. He wasn't just a champion, he was a game changer. Tuff Hedeman wasn't afraid. He was the undisputed king of the bull riders. But there was a storm brewing on the horizon, a bull that would challenge his dominance and force him to confront a fear he never knew he had. But not every bull is created equal. In the heartland of rodeo, another legend was rising, a bull unlike any other. His name was Bodacious, and danger was his middle name. This wasn't your average snorting beast. Bodacious was a behemoth, tipping the scales at a staggering 1,800 pounds. But it wasn't just his size that made him terrifying. Unpredictability was his signature move. One moment he might buck straight up, the next he could twist and contort, throwing riders off balance with his erratic power. No cowboy could seem to stay on for the full 8 seconds. Even the mighty Tuff Hedeman wasn't immune to Bodacious's fury. Their first encounters in 1993 were a test of wills. Hedeman managed to hang on for 8 seconds once, but it was a near thing. Bodacious pushed him to the limit, a taste of what was to come. 2 years had passed, but the memory of Bodacious's raw power was etched into Hedeman's mind. Now, in 1995, the PBR Finals was set for a rematch. Hedeman, a seasoned champion, rode into the arena brimming with confidence. His track record spoke for itself, a staggering riding percentage and a commanding lead in the points competition. Then came the draw. A hush fell over the crowd as the pairings were announced. Tuff Hedeman's name echoed, followed by a single, ominous word: Bodacious. The air crackled with a mix of anticipation and dread. We can only imagine the emotion swirling in Hedeman's eyes, a flicker of determination, perhaps even a hint of overconfidence. Here was his chance to conquer the beast that once humbled him. He later recounted, "When I drew Bodacious, a hint of bravado in his voice, I just knew I'd ride him. In all honesty, I thought I could kick his butt." But underestimating Bodacious would be a critical miscalculation. The gate swung open and pandemonium erupted. Bodacious exploded out of the chute, a whirlwind of fury. Hedeman, ever the skilled rider, initially held on tight, but Bodacious had a new weapon in his arsenal, a devastating bucking move unlike anything Hedeman had ever encountered. Bodacious reared up with his front end high, luring Hedeman forward. Just as Hedeman shifted his weight, the bull pulled his head back, slamming it into Hedeman's face. It was a calculated move designed to target the rider's most vulnerable point, the face. In a split second, Tuff Hedeman's world turned upside down. The impact was brutal. He was thrown from Bodacious's back, landing with a sickening thud on the arena floor. The crowd fell silent, the gravity of the situation sinking in. The silence in the arena was deafening. Tuff Hedeman lay motionless on the ground, the dust settling around him. The brutal impact of Bodacious's attack was evident. As medical personnel rushed to his aid, the crowd held its breath, a collective sense of dread hanging heavy in the air. When Hedeman finally rose, his face was a horrifying mask of blood. The force of the blow had shattered multiple bones in his face. The champion bull rider, the man who once stared down fear, was now facing a different kind of battle, a fight for his health and potentially his career. The medical report painted a grim picture. Multiple facial fractures required extensive surgery, a grueling process that would take hours and leave Hedeman with permanent scars, both physical and emotional. Weeks turned into months as Hedeman underwent a long and painful recovery. The once confident glint in his eyes was replaced by vulnerability he'd never known. Adding to his emotional turmoil, Hedeman's young son reportedly didn't recognize him due to the facial injuries. It was a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the potential consequences of his chosen profession. The once million-dollar man was now forced to confront a different kind of fortune, the fortune of being alive. The 1995 incident wasn't the final chapter in the saga of Tuff Hedeman and Bodacious. Believe it or not, fate would bring them face to face again in 1996. During the 1996 Calgary Stampede, Hedeman found himself drawn against Bodacious once more. The crowd buzzed with anticipation, a mixture of excitement and morbid curiosity. Here was a chance for Hedeman to rewrite his story, to conquer the bull that had nearly taken everything from him. But something had changed in Hedeman. The swagger was gone, replaced by a quiet resolve. He looked at Bodacious, the same fearsome beast, and a promise echoed in his mind, a promise made to his son after the devastating 1995 encounter. Hedeman later revealed that his son, unable to recognize him due to his facial injuries, had begged him not to ride Bodacious again. The memory of that moment, the vulnerability in his child's eyes, was a powerful motivator. In a move that surprised everyone, Hedeman chose not to ride. He opted out, a decision that sent a ripple of respect through the crowd. It wasn't a sign of weakness, it was a testament to the power of love and the responsibility he felt towards his family. Bodacious, the bull who had redefined fear for Hedeman, was ultimately retired due to safety concerns following another rider's injury. It was a bittersweet end to a story that had captivated the rodeo world. We mentioned earlier that Tuff Hedeman turned down $1 million, but the truth is a little more nuanced. There wasn't a literal $1 million offer on the table after his horrific encounter with Bodacious. However, this incident serves as a powerful hypothetical scenario. Would Hedeman, a man who once believed he could conquer Bodacious, ever consider getting back on that bull, even for a staggering sum of money? In interviews, Hedeman himself acknowledged the immense danger Bodacious posed. He spoke of prioritizing safety and the immense respect he had for the bull's raw power, even after the life-altering injury. "If they gave me $1 million to try him today, I'd say no," were his words, and it is clear to see why. But this was so much more than just about fear or money for Tuff Hedeman, and we must also understand that the $1 million question isn't whether an offer was made, but whether Hedeman, having stared death in the face, would ever risk his life again. The answer, it seems, is a resounding no. This wasn't just about money. It was about a newfound respect for his own morality and the power of fear. Hedeman emerged from his ordeal a changed man, one who understood that courage wasn't the absence of fear, but the ability to face it head-on and make the right decision, even when it meant walking away from the glory and the potential fortune. And there you have it, a once-in-a-lifetime encounter in the bull riding arena where a 3-time world champion wasn't just humbled, but brutally injured to the point that he refused to get in the ring with the same beast once again. Safe to say, Tuff Hedeman learned his lesson that sometimes in life, taking a step back is the best thing we can do. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe for more jaw-dropping encounters from the bull ring arena.